Gus, Gus yells up, "Getting kind of cold holding this rope.
All right.
Kind of breezy down here without my armor."
Precious calls back, "Holding a rope's all you're good for."
Oh. Guess Connor will go next then.
Okay. You shimmy down the rope, down to the platform where Gus is waiting for you, impatiently, I might add.
Connor says to Gus, "Don't seek approval from the doll. What's wrong with you?"
I wasn't. What?
You
Gus,
cheered. You cheered when she said I was the fattest.
I didn't
What's wrong
cheer.
with
I
you?
laughed because it was funny. Get your fat ass on the platform over there.
Mm-hmm. Don't encourage the doll.
So, Connor, are you getting on the platform ahead of Alex as he comes around, or the one behind Alex as he comes around?
Behind Alex as he comes around.
Okay. Because technically, Alex got onto this one. So it's your intention to get onto this one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're going clockwise, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. What's next?
Eldov, the friendly skeleton.
And Eldov comes
by the
down.
time Alex comes back around, I'll have Eldov join me on mine.
Eldov announces that he thinks climbing is fun.
So how's Scrappy gonna get down here?
I'm gonna dimension door with him.
Okay. Then I will wait until the coast is clear to climb down next.
Precious announces that she thinks you're a much better climber than that gross Connor.
I mean, never really had a contest to determine that other one way or the other, so maybe?
And where are you going once you get to the bottom?
I guess wait for another one to ratchet around to...
Climbing up onto this one. Lucius, as you get onto the last plate that was unoccupied, you realize there's a circular indentation in the center that looks like it's made out of a different kind of metal than the platform you're standing on.
Okay. Call that up to the others.
Maybe it's for the compass.
It's
Maybe.
much too large. I mean,
Maybe it's not.
about 1.5 feet wide. Doesn't have any markings on it. It's just a circular indentation in the center that's made out of a different kind of metal. Saker, you and the dog are dimension dooring down?
Yeah, I figured I'd go once Gus isn't on this ledge anymore, just so that it was easier to land.
There's really nowhere for me to go.
That's why I'm okay up here.
Two of you can be on the moving platforms around the edges. There's enough space.
Yeah, I'm...
I mean, there's also enough space for Seeker to just jump down here while you're still here as well.
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll roll up the rope.
Okay.
And dimension door my way down.
Nobody likes to show off, Seeker.
Can I have that glaive, Gus, for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I need it for like important monster slaying activity.
Gotta wait for me to come back around. Oh, I guess Gus can just summon it.
I just summon it to my hand and hand it to...
I like how he says, "Hey Gus, can I have that glaive?" Not, "Hey Gus, may I please see your glaive?"
I gotta slay this rope. And Gus and Seeker just kind of leans out over and hooks it onto the end, pulls it over.
Easy enough.
Thank you, Gus. You're my favorite.
I know. And he just kind of... I just kind of lay the glaive down on the ground, like right here. Just kind of lay it on the ground, because I don't want to carry it.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah.
So we've got the glyphs on the gear that we didn't touch, and we've got the center of this gear on that indentation. Anyone want to climb over to the center, jump between some blades?
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm not really keen on that. Thank you.
Put Precious on the big circle.
She's not really circle shaped.
Maybe she'll get incinerated.
And she calls back to Gus, like, I'm not quite as conductive as you are.
So is this and this are doors?
Yes.
Am I seeing that right?
There are doors here and here.
It looks like might be a window or something along this one. Like
It's actually just
from the other
a
room?
much wider door than usual, actually.
Oh,
That goes
that's
from
a
about here all the
very
way down to
large
here.
Door.
Also, Gus and Seeker, what are your passive perceptions?
Like
10.
Gus?
13.
Okay.
Scrappy has a 15.
Scrappy,
Scrappy.
my man.
Actually, no. This Gus passes with his passive. Gus, the platform you're standing on, you can tell looks consistent with the tops of doors that you've opened, the ones that you slide down into the floor. So you're pretty sure there's a third door to this room where you're standing that just happens to be open.
Okay.
And Precious sing-songs out, do you boys need a hint?
Alright,
Well-
so. And Seeker just, like, completely ignores that because he'd be damned if he takes a hint. We've got what looks like a 7, 3, 2, and 5 over here. Probably related to whatever's going on in here.
So what do we have? Like, so are these blank, or do they have symbols on them as well?
The ones they're standing on are blank. There's no symbols on any of the platforms. It's just a circular indentation in the center of the one Lucius is standing on.
Is there anything on this?
No.
Okay.
No markings or anything on that.
When Lucius comes around again, I'm going to hand him. I'm gonna like hold the glaive out to him and tell him to poke the circle.
And you said it's a circular indentation, right?
Yeah, it's the center of this platform. Circular indentation made out of a different kind of metal than the rest of the platform you're standing on.
I'll prod it with the glaive, sure.
And it looks like there's some give to it. Looks like if you place some weight on it, you could push it like a large button or a pressure plate.
Before you do that, let Gus and I join you guys in the center in case you're about to lock us out.
Yeah.
I was about
And,
to call out and say that, and okay, but all right.
So you agree? Good.
It's a good idea. So Seeker,
I'm gonna join Connor with Scrappy. I'm riding Scrappy.
gotcha.
Yeah. I
Shove
have to.
Connor off the platform.
I have to go with Lucius. It looks like. 'cause
And Precious.
Dubs-
Precious is there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all are just riding these platforms around.
Alex is kind of walking her along, like pacing along his, so he's always facing the same direction.
They're both rotating under your feet, and they're revolving around
Yep.
the room in quarter
It's a
circle
little
missions.
disorienting.
A little bit. What's next?
All right, everyone ready for whatever's about to happen when I push this thing down?
Push that button.
Precious says, "Are you sure you want to push it?"
I'm gonna point at Precious and say, "Stop."
Gustavus, you're giving her attention. That's exactly what she wants.
She smiles and
Ignore her. She stops doing it.
she pulls her little hand up to her mouth and zips, like makes a zipping motion across her lips and sneers
Get
at
I
you.
can
free
take that
hits
voice
by
box
pushing the
back
button
out.
with Precious. She won't let you do anything that's gonna kill her.
Lucius, balls in your court.
I'll prod the button down further with the glaive.
First thing that happens is this door slides shut. And on the inside of the door is a much fancier version of this inscription on the previous room's gear.
Seeker does an air high five towards Lucius on the other side of the room.
This large circular bit in the middle spins vertically, tilts all the way over, and you see the top part of it is a very shiny silver gleam. Does anybody have a light source at the moment?
We are all using dark vision.
Okay.
Except, but I can. If we need a light source to see, can pull out a torch.
When you pull out a torch and ignite it, the light catches this the metal on the underside of the center circle, and it's mirror smooth. the center of the room, black smoke starts to come up through the hole in the center of this mirror sheen that looks much, much larger than it actually is because it's being reflected by the center. And it takes the form of a large zero, a large circle. And you hear a voice that sounds like it's coming from the depths underneath you say, 0. And after a moment, the smoke dissipates and the center circle tilts back over.
Does the door open?
No.
Ah.
Hit it again.
Once again, with feeling.
Precious says, do it better this time.
Yeah.
And the same exact thing happens. The center circle tilts all the way over vertically, revealing the mirror sheen on top. The smoke coalesces up through the middle into its own circle, visible from everywhere in the room. And the voice from deep down below says, again, 0.
It's not a timer.
Nope.
Is the outer circle still spinning when this is happening?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's not
and-
incrementing anything.
Oh.
That I can see.
Connor's just kind of vibing on the circle spinning.
Sure.
What is the back of it like? So is this appear only on one side, or is it on both sides?
There's
of the
no
circle?
symbols on either side of it. When you're
So-
looking at it normally, it just looks like a flat surface. When it spins over, it's still a flat surface, but it's got a silver sheen to it, and it's mirror smooth.
Right, and then, but it doesn't look mirror smooth when it's flat.
No, it looks like the same kind of material that the rest of the gears are made out of.
And you're saying it turns vertical, turns mirror smooth, and black smoke makes a 0 appear.
Yep.
So is the black smoke on both sides of the disc?
Oh, the black smoke is everywhere underneath you, just like always. It's just when the thing turns over, flips over like a pancake, the black smoke coalesces up through the center, forming a numeral hanging in midair, and then the voice tells you what the numeral is.
Okay.
Alright, so given that these blades are swiping at the center, I'm guessing that we're going to have to interact with the center in some way in order to...
What does the ceiling look like in this chamber?
Just a standard domed ceiling, 10 or 12 feet above you, just like all the rooms so far.
Do you have a light cantrip seeker?
No.
Me either. I kind of wonder if maybe if you put a light source in the center of that thing when it flips over, if it would project a shadow of the 0 somewhere.
I assume we have to increment something so it's not 0.
If I
Alex
maintain
will
pressure
jump
on
up
the
and down
button-
on his thing.
You jump up and down.
I want to maintain pressure on the button, like hold it down. Like not just push and release.
Okay, you push it down. And the whole rigmarole happens. The center circle flips over, revealing the mirror sheen. The smoke coalesces. And the voice says, 0. This time, though, the smoke does not clear until you depress the button.
There we go.
Does this door reopen when all of the rigmarole is done?
It does not.
Okay.
Lucius, let me try something. And I'm
Okay.
gonna motion Lucius to step to the side, and I'm going to stand on the button, and then I'm going to jump up and down a whole bunch of times.
Okay?
Like,
And-
just,
Button mashing.
yeah, I'm basically mashing the button as quick as possible.
You push the button, and the rigmarole happens. And then during the rigmarole animation, the button doesn't do anything. But then once it's completely finished, the next press of the button starts the rigmarole again. And it's
Okay.
the same every time.
I like the
How
animation
big is this
completes.
0 and how high is it in the chamber?
It takes up the majority of the center chamber. Like, you would not be able to stand anywhere on the center disc and not be standing inside this numeral. So if the ceiling is about 10 or 12 feet above you, the numeral would be at least 8 or 9 feet tall.
All right. So how
Hold the
about-
button down.
I did that already, and it didn't do anything.
We're doing bonus things.
So here's what I think before we do something else.
Mm-hmm.
There's a door here, a door here. There's not a door here, but there's a door here.
Yeah.
That matches four of the 3 numbers.
4
Three
of
of
the
the 4
3?
numbers.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 numbers.
Uh-huh.
Strike that, reverse it. So I'm wondering if there's we have to go out and investigate the center circle. Is what we have to do.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's possible we can interact with the smoke and write a different number while it's out?
With what? Oops.
You're the one who has the magic to do that.
Yeah, that sounds like a Skyrate task.
I was just gonna, maybe try fanning it with my trench coat as I take it off.
Leave that on.
I'm gonna.
I've got armor under it.
I think.
Precious says, "I know who doesn't have armor."
Can I want to suggest to everyone else that whoever thinks they can avoid the blades that are sweeping across the center, if they can avoid them, to stand out there, and I'll push the button again. I wouldn't. I'm not naming any names because there's no way I would be able to do that.
Connor can't. He's too fat.
I'm gonna hold the torch to Precious's face and ask her, "You may not be conductive, but are you flammable?"
And she
Stop.
climbs to Lucius's other shoulder, grabs hold of his hair to make sure that his head is in between her and the torch.
I'm gonna give Connor a thumbs up on the side.
Gustavus, ignore her and she'll stop. She won't be.
No, I won't.
Like, I don't understand.
I do not ignore bullies.
You don't ignore anything. Everything to you is just like a, ooh, what is this? What is this? Ooh, 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 ooh.
All right, what's on my
Scrap me out
platform?
onto the center disc.
I mean, to be fair, so can I. And so am I.
Everybody will fit on the center disc. The center disc has a lot of real estate, and getting to it, it's only like a 5-foot leap.
So
but the danger is standing there is these spinning blades are intersecting it constantly.
How fast are the spinning blades going, and they all reach? Are they all long enough to reach like just basically the entire real estate?
If you end your turn on the center disc and don't make a dexterity saving throw, you get your ankles chopped off.
Like chopped off, or just you take some slashing damage?
Jump over though. Let's find out.
Play
Hit the
jump
button.
rope. Count the number.
Oh no!
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Oh no! We're playing the Final Fantasy IX jump rope game.
That's a really good idea for a dungeon puzzle. Holy crap!
No.
I really like that.
I'm upset. You can't use that for us.
Next time you hit the button, I'm going to order Scrappy onto the center disc. So
Okay.
Before
Sorry,
or
that was-
after it tips over?
I recommend after.
what do
Yeah.
you want to say, Connor?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, doesn't that thing flip over?
Yes.
It does. It does.
Okay.
After it's flipped over. After it's flipped over.
Thank you. Well, it flips back over too, right?
Why
Yes.
until we push the button?
Okay.
So the idea is you want him to hold the button down and then send
Yeah.
Scrappy over while it's got the mirror sheen and the numbers hanging in the air. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, pushing it now. Click.
The rigmarole happens. The voice says 0.
So what rolls am I doing for Scrappy here?
Just make a dexterity saving throw for every round he wants to stand on this disc.
Okay, that first dex save was a 10.
A 10?
Yep.
7 points of slashing damage is one of
Get
the
him off of there.
blades.
Well,
Turns
hold
around.
on. Scrappy, jump up and down.
He
I'll
does.
Scrappy, jump up and down and see if it changes the number or anything.
He leaps up and down, but not only does it not have any effect on the number, I mean, the smoke gets waved by his movement. He's fanning it aside. But the plate does not seem to be responding to his weight. He's not able to tip it or move it or get it to flip back.
I'll go ahead and make another dex save.
Okay.
That's another 10.
9 points of
number.
slashing damage.
Get him off there.
Anyone have any ideas before I get him off?
No.
Scrappy clambers back over onto the platform as it comes around.
And refresh my memory one more time.
Mhm.
This is the platform with the big button.
Yep.
What are
Yep.
on these two? Just circles?
Nothing of note.
Nothing of note.
Nothing of note. It just looks like...
There's more smoke below this gear, right?
Yes.
All right. So what have we got to work with here?
Got a button.
We've got the design on the back over here. When we get jerked around towards there again,
So
I'm just going to inspect that a little bit better.
I have an idea. That, wait, no, the compass. I was about to say the compass didn't do anything on the previous floor when we turned it, but when we moved the thing, it turned inside the box.
Correct.
It turned facing the same direction. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe this circle symbol is the compass, because it's a circle with a upward-facing thing that could mean north.
Could.
Fair point.
Maybe if you point it towards in the box, open it and point it towards a direction, something will happen. Pointing towards where one of the numbers are.
So, I thought you had it, because you were the last one who was messing with it.
No, I wasn't. Somebody had it, but it doesn't. So I mean, somebody just.
I'll say I had it. Then.
Yeah,
Last I
it's
recall,
Scrappy
is
Saddleback.
Seeker had popped the glass out of
off.
it.
Okay, so yeah, let's mess with the compass a little bit.
And it's still trivially
Anything.
easy to move the arrow, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on what's going on in this room.
And when I investigate the wall, it doesn't look like there's like buttons hidden in these numbers or anything.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. That is a 23.
23. Nothing happens in the wall as you're going around. Because, I mean, every time it takes a few moments to make a full revolution around the room. What strikes your eye, though, is that there seems to be irregularities in the tile work of the wall in 2 points. One here, and one here. So the walls themselves are made up of the same kind of tile work as you've noticed throughout the dungeon. But in these points, the grooves around a large hemispherical shape around the curvature of the domed ceiling look wider than elsewhere in the room.
I'm having a hard time picturing that. What do you mean the curves look wider?
Do you have like a Sharpie or a big black marker?
Yeah.
Okay, go to your wall and draw a big half circle on it.
All right, I've done that.
Okay, that's kind of what you're looking at here. Except it looks like this is a part of the wall that doesn't fit with the rest of it. The grooves around it, the edges of
Got
it.
it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Did you actually draw on your wall?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. I can't wait for you to show me a picture of that.
That's home ownership.
What's next? I tried to draw these as hemisphere or like half circles, but
It's tough because of the perspective.
yeah, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Anything we can do those, press it with your glaive, Gus.
Yeah, okay.
Which one?
Pick one and I'll press it. Which one
That
are you
one.
most curious about? Okay.
Okay. And it takes you a couple revolutions as you tinker around with it, poking the glaive at it here and there. But eventually you find one part of it that feels a little springier. And you depress it, and the whole panel slides downward, revealing a space behind the panel. And it looks like it's filled with hundreds and hundreds of tiny pinholes.
That's ominous.
Yeah, I don't like the look of that.
Open the
That's
other
not-
one.
Yeah, okay.
Doing the
Sure,
same
one
thing
minute.
to the other one. Again, it takes you one or two tries as you come around. You find a springy section. The panel slides away, revealing the stonework beyond that has a much larger, more intricate version of this pink design. The circle with the central point pointing straight up.
Is there room to stand in there?
No, it's just You've just revealed
It's
a
just on the
section of the wall. Yes.
Yeah. Are the pinpricks also like horizontal, like facing towards us?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got it.
Okay, so here's what I think.
Yeah.
Without trying anything, I think
hmm
that is a dial, and it is currently on 0. And if we turn it 5 clicks, it'll open to the right. 5 clicks, it'll go this way. We turn it 2 clicks. This will cause needles to shoot out at us.
Right.
3
Or
clicks.
smoke.
Oh yeah. Well, this one will open, and 7 clicks. This one will open.
That sounds very true to me.
That sounds reasonable. Yes.
And I'm willing to bet money on that.
How much money?
The 5 platinum.
However much money a new suit of plate mail costs.
Well, you know my PayPal. You can send gold coins through PayPal, right?
Yeah.
What's next?
Can any of us just reach out and touch that circle, or is that something we need Gus's glaive for?
No, if you lean out, you can put your hand on the wall, and it just feels like a solid tiled wall.
Alright.
The circle isn't like it moves or comes out or breaks away or anything. It was just a secret panel covering it up.
And I call back to Gus. Doesn't turn. Sorry.
Dang it.
It was a good thought, though. I liked it.
I still bet you there is a dial here somewhere, and that's true to some extent.
What's next?
Now that we have the wall panels open, let's try hitting the button again and see if anything different happened.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I want to time it so that nobody is near the pinhole side of the room.
Well, by the time the whole rigmarole is done, you will have made at least one full revolution around the room.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. God damn. Just stand behind me. Or stand in front of me or whatever. I'll do my best to just turn around and shield him from
You're
the
a good
needles
man.
that are.
You're a good man, Gustavus.
So, Lucius, you're depressing the button?
What was McDohl about to say?
No, nothing.
Okay, then I'm gonna push the button.
The whole rigmarole happens again. The thing flips over, mirror sheen on top, cloud coalesces up in the center, and the voice calls out, 0. And then Precious whispers in your ear, 0.
Can the disc in the middle turn around?
It is rotating in the center of the room the whole time this is going on.
It is rotating. Okay.
It's rotating. The center is rotating smoothly. The gear you're on is rotating in quarter circle movements every time the sword platforms you're on make one full revolution.
Okay. All right. When it.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say because I'm gonna jump out there as soon as it flips back. That's what I'm gonna do. So if you got a better idea.
No, that was actually my idea.
Okay. I just jump out there with my torch.
Are you jumping out there after Lucius gets on the button and it flips back over, or are you jumping out there when Lucius is on the button and the big 0 is still in the center of the room?
No 0, normal state.
Okay. Then I need a dexterity saving throw for every round you end on the center platform.
Okay. I'm gonna do at least one, and then see what I see in that one round, and then we'll see if I need to do more than that. That's a 5.
6 points of slashing damage.
I feel like this is the worst pain ever imaginable, like getting the back of your heel run over by a shopping cart, except bladed.
So there's no symbols or anything on it. It's just the same kind of metal. It is spinning. It is rotating slightly, but your weight doesn't have any effect on the platform. When you land on it, it doesn't tilt in that direction. It doesn't have any give as you stomp around or jump up and down on it.
Okay. So there's no markings, whatever. Is it this? But it just looks like it's made out of the normal material, right?
Correct.
The same material as the rest of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna hop back.
And you hop back.
Okay.
If I'm standing on the tooth of this gear, am I above or below the blades at that point? Like, how much higher are these sword blades than the platforms we're on?
If you're standing on the tooth of the gear or on the center platform, you are in danger of being cut.
do the tooth just it doesn't matter any of the teeth, or like is this middle tooth out of the reach of the blades?
It's not. For the purposes of this, they can reach anywhere out there.
Can I like lay prone to be below the blades, or is there no clearance at all?
There wouldn't be enough clearance.
Okay.
No, this outer gear does not look safe at all.
It's a bad time.
All right.
This whole dungeon is a bad time.
Well, the pinpricks haven't hurt us yet.
I'm gonna study there are like innumerable ones of these holes, but is there like any overreaching pattern? Like any of them look slightly different or different colored, anything like that?
They conform to a particular grid. They're not just punched irregularly into the wall, but there are hundreds of them in this particular grid. Maybe
a square grid or a hex grid?
Square grid, maybe an inch or so apart each one.
There has to be something to the circle on the wall and those pinpricks. I mean, it just doesn't make
come
any sense.
around. Yeah, next time I come around, I'm gonna get a length of wire and a pair of pliers, and I'm gonna try and get inside one of those pinholes and see if I can get anything out or depress anything inside it.
Okay, make a Dexterity Thieves Tools check.
$29.
You only have a few seconds to work. So it's actually relatively difficult. So you've got to lean out, holding players, to snake a wire in there. And you manage to tap something inside. Something fragile, because your wire just kind of scrapes against it. And then you see a very small amount of fluid leak out that particular hole and down the length of your wire onto where your players are holding it. And at that point, the room rotates away from it.
Right
What'd you get?
button now.
What was the question?
What
What'd
was
you
the yeah? What'd
What'd
you
you
get?
Yeah, when you're still holding the wire, it just looks like it's covered in this, like this.
Maybe I poked a balloon or something with some liquid or an egg or a cell or something. Try hitting the button now.
I'll hit the button.
And the rigmarole happens. And while it's happening, Precious leans in and whispers, "I know what's in the holes."
Is the stuff
Still zero?
caustic?
Yeah, is it stuff like caustic? Is it acid? What's going on here?
Are you trying to determine that, Alex?
Yeah, I'll break out my alchemy kit and I'll try and figure out what the stuff is.
Give me an intelligence alchemy kit check.
$17.
Doesn't seem caustic, but it's likely poisonous.
In the least surprising news of today, some sort of poison.
Okay, so that I think we need to see if we can close that shutter, maybe. So I don't like that idea. I don't like that situation.
So you're trying to close the shutter? How are you doing this?
Can I hook it with the glaive and pull it back into place?
Gus, I think you've lost your glaive. Now it's just the communal glaive.
The communal glaive.
Yeah, Gus hands you the glaive.
Call it.
And you wait till your platform comes closest to the panel. And you get the glaive up under it and try to give it some leverage. You don't have to give it very much, and it slides back up into place and catches along the wall.
If you guys want me to get rid of whatever balloons or whatever is behind there by popping it, I can probably do that.
How?
I'd be a little worried about releasing that much poison someone might sublimate into the air. I want to try, like, tapping on this 3 times the next time I come around, and then pushing the button.
And you tap on it.
Okay.
And next time you push, or have Lucius push the button, I assume you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you tap on it. Doesn't seem like there's any give. It's just the tiled wall. And then Lucius pushes the button, and the whole rigmarole happens again.
You think it could be like a second fake wall behind the fake wall?
Precious says, "Ooh, that would be clever."
Fake walls are pretty easy to find.
So you just admitted that Gustavus might be clever?
No, I said the fake wall would be clever.
Gustavus came up with the idea, did he not?
I do not concede that Gus is clever.
Lucius looks very amused.
She looks
Lucius,
very
stop
unhappy.
paying attention to it. It's what you want.
What's next?
I dunked on her. That's the important.
I will check the panel that we still have open for a second layer of nesting fake panels when I come around again on the guitar.
And there's not
Like
one.
something that
I mean, you
Alex
poke at it, you prod it. After a couple revolutions, you're pretty well convinced it's just a solid wall back there.
And then the clock-shaped arm on that does not rotate when pressure's applied to it?
No.
Okay. I am thoroughly confused.
What if we hold the button down and tap or somehow interact with it while it's set to 0? So we've done it before between button presses.
I have an idea.
Precious says, "Lucius, don't sell yourself short. You're no more confused than you were when you first stepped in here."
I have a thought.
What's your idea, Seeker?
Present your thought, Seeker.
I am going to cast Dispel Magic on the wall as we head around.
At what level?
Level 3.
Level 3. You expend the spell,
All right, hit the button.
and it does not work.
Hit it.
You feel the magic leave your body, but rather than getting any kind of effect, you see it trace a silvery line like a thread from your spell focus as it leaves you, snake up into the high air of the dome in the center of the room, and then shoot downwards straight to the center circle.
Seeker
Spell
fist pumps.
soul.
I'm gonna hit it now.
You hit it, and the whole rigmarole happens, but this time the smoke forming in the center of the room makes the numeral 3, and the voice says 3.
And Alex, when you ask what
And
the
then
spell
this-
school is, I say it doesn't matter what the spell school is, just the magnitude of the spell.
And then this door in the corner opens up.
Excellent. Well done, Seeker. Less well done.
Oh no, another dead body.
The room, or the door, slides away, revealing a side room here as well as a hallway into the next chamber.
Lucius is going to hop off onto this once it comes around.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay on the button.
Staying on the
Uh-oh.
button.
I'm not. I mean,
Yeah, hold it down.
I'm gonna hold the
Smart.
button down. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit down on the button. Like I'm fine here. You guys, I'm gonna just take a
We're
a
doing
sit.
good. Just take a sit.
Lucius,
Yeah.
Yes.
looking south into this room, every 5 feet or so, you see a circular hole in the floor with a metal grate over it. The tiles kind of form around it. There's a metal grate. You can see these on the map. Then you can see this dead, rotting body on the far side of the room, laying atop one of the holes. There are 3 alcoves in the room, and you can't tell what's written on them, but you can see each alcove contains a tombstone. Meanwhile, Connor and Alex, you find another dead body in this room. And he's clutching in one of his dead hands a small sack, a small leather bag.
Gustavus, hold up that torch.
I mean, when it comes around, I'll give you the torch.
I'm going to catch it with Mage Hand.
Okay?
I'm going to
Oh.
set
Wait.
my Mage
Wait.
Hand.
When you try to cast Mage Hand, the magic, instead of coming out correctly, snakes away from you like a silver thread towards the center of the room and dives down in the center circle. And the torch just falls down in the hole.
No, my.
That was my favorite torch.
I'll light another torch and then hand it to
Okay,
Lucius.
I'll take it to hand this time.
Okay.
Interesting. And rude.
So you're
Don't grab the bag, Alex.
Mhm.
Could be undead.
Okay.
Don't know.
What do we want to do about that?
You hear Gus yell, "Cast find traps!"
two.
What's next?
I'm waiting for Connor to do something about this potential undead. Like Alex has his gun out at this point. He's kind of poking the leg.
Any spell I cast is gonna get sucked into the hole.
Cast your paranoia class feature.
The next time around, Seeker jumps over, grabs the bag, and then jumps back.
Okay. You grab the bag. Make it... you don't need a dex check for that. Because it will have been stopped nearby. And the bag seems to have a couple of small objects in it.
What's it got?
Connor
Looking inside.
flashes a really evil face at Seeker.
You see...
How is
How
this
dare
on?
you?
You see 6 small gemstones of different colors and cuts inside the bag.
It's got gems. What else is over
Okay,
there?
so yeah, is there anything? Can I do a medicine check on the skeleton, or has it been too long?
Doesn't have any obvious injuries. Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine check. Seems
Did it
appropriate.
starve to death?
How? Yeah, like
I
how
mean,
would you?
I'm pretty sure that they're just like medical cadavers. This crazy person has.
Yeah, I've been thinking
they're.
they're props.
They're just. They're probably props.
That's a 19.
You don't see any actual injuries on the corpse, indicating that it was killed violently. Your best guess is it just got trapped in this room and starved to death.
I
Anything
say
else
we
in
head
the-
out of here because I don't think Seeker. We don't have anything to go back or go forward through number 7, right?
Number 7 is a no-go for sure.
Yeah.
So,
I can
well,
maybe try to add some spells together.
That's what I was thinking. Like it's a cumulative thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like- Mage Hand was a cantrip, right?
Right, that's a
Before-
0.
That's probably
before
ahead.
before we let this door shut, there is this other passageway down south that I'm intensely curious about. Although the vents do make me nervous, I don't want to go in there alone.
I'll head in there with you.
Precious
You're
says she'll
never
go in
alone.
with
Me
you
too.
Just say
if you're
not alone.
scared. She's
Precious
here
is
for
this-
you.
All right. Once I step through the threshold of this passageway,
Mhm.
and I'm near one of the vents, I'm going to cast Mage Hand again to try and move the torch independently of me.
And you move the torch out in front of you using Mage Hand.
I'm going to bring the light over to one of these tombstones to see what it says on it.
And it says, so the tombstone is set back into the alcove. In front of the tombstone, you can see a recess in the floor. That's only a couple feet deep, a rectangular recess, big enough for a person to lay down in. The tombstone reads, "Here lies Eldov."
Oh no!
That's pretty ominous.
Our boy!
I'm
He's
gonna-
dead!
I'm gonna bring the torch across to this side.
Same thing over here, except the rectangular indentation in the ground is much, much smaller. And it says, "Here lies Precious." And when you
Lucius
read it,
looks-
she grabs your hair in her little fist and shakes her head. No, 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 no.
Precious, it's your hole. It was made for you.
I was about to say that too, Nodal.
Nice. We're in sync today.
Yeah, we are.
It's the only manga I've ever read.
So I think we put Eldov down there, but I'm wondering what this last alcove is.
You'd have to move south into the room to read it. You're not gonna be able to read it from that angle.
Yeah, I don't want to move too far in without
Want me
some
to
more
take a look?
backup. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
stuff
let
here.
me
I'll head in with you.
let me check one of these the squares with the grates on it for traps or anything to release like a fireball or whatever out of it. before
Just
someone-
looking down into the grate, it just looks like there's just the same roiling smoke underneath you. Closer than usual, though. Maybe just 2 or 3 feet away instead of the usual, 5 or 10 feet or something. Just kind of roiling down under there. Examining the mechanism, you would be able to easily take this grate out of its fixture in the floor, and then you just have an open hole.
And the smoke wasn't toxic when we passed through it earlier.
No, it
Down to this
just
level?
blinded you. I'm sure it wasn't fun. You probably had to hold your breath going through, but no, it didn't have any effects other than it's impossible to see through.
All right, I'm gonna jump this to this panel. Jump that.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring the mage hand torch over to here.
Okay, and the indentation in this floor is semi-triangular. And it says, "Here lies helpful."
Damn it.
Oh no. Wait,
I mean, we've been
you have
carrying
one
the
of those
shield.
spiders in your. Don't you have one of those spiders in your?
Yeah, but we don't have the shield, do we?
I thought we were carrying it with us.
No, I thought
Do
we
you
weren't.
strap it to your back or something? Because it doesn't fit in the bag of holding.
Nobody took the shield. You guys played around with the idea of using fabricate on it, but nobody actually took it.
Oh.
Lucius, looking to the south, you see a door leading this direction, and then a double door, which is the first one of these you've seen. 2 of these door panels that meet in the center. Otherwise, they look identical to the one that you've seen. And Precious calms down slightly as you're moving away from the gravestone bearing her name.
I could pop back up and grab it, but then I'd be out of that level of spell.
You can get back.
We'd have to take a nap.
Before you could come back, or
No. I could come back with it, and then I'd be out.
Let's try the doors in here first. Maybe the 7 door. And I'll go over and I'll inspect. Is this corpse here?
Yes, there's a dead body laying on the floor. This one's not holding
No.
anything. It's just covered in tatters. And it's an actual dead boy, not a construct.
I would
Can
say
I,
be careful of it, but Connor shrugs.
Can I medicine that dead boy?
Yeah, go ahead.
We just do willy-nilly things around here. No
It's a
concern
6.
whatsoever.
A 6. There doesn't seem to be any obvious injuries or cause of death. The guy could have died any number of ways.
Hey Connor, what if that smoke was hallucinogenic as we came down, and we've actually been captured by the Fae?
you hear Gus go, "Why would you tell him that?"
Hey Gus,
Because he's
get in here in
sassy
case
about
this.
the undead.
Get in here in case this closes something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the most absurd thing I've heard all day. so
Want to
my-
check these doors for traps?
Are you guys bringing Eldov into the room with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check on the door.
24.
24. Looks identical to the other doors, which is to say a single metal panel with the large horizontal bar in the center that you can grab hold of. The only difference is there's 2 of these side by side, making a double door instead of just covering a single 5-foot entrance.
You
I'll
think
try
these
sliding
mechanisms-
this one up.
The right-hand door?
Yeah.
Okay. And it shudders, doesn't go anywhere.
Is there a door
You
to
think
the
it-
south?
There is a door to the south.
Okay.
Lucius?
You thinking that the mechanism might be linked? Like we might have to move them simultaneously?
Maybe both right and left at the same time.
Yeah. You want to? 1, 2, 3. To the left.
Push. Sorry, 3 and then push, not 3 and push on 3.
And again, the doors shudder and do not move. Lucius, make a wisdom check.
It's a saving throw, not a. Okay.
Nope, just a check.
Yeah, I was looking at my number and I was like, oh, that's a. Yeah. I've got proficiency in wisdom saving throws, but that's a 16.
You've only been in this room for a couple of minutes, but the whole time you've been in here, Precious has not once asked if you've wanted a hint.
I bet she hasn't.
When we try every combination on these 2 doors, Brick?
Yeah, after you go through every combination, then they do not open. It only takes a couple of seconds to go through them all.
Yeah.
So I think we've got to do the thing to open up these doors.
Gus hugs Eldov and goes, "No!"
Hey, Eldov, you don't mind, right?
And he looks over at Seeker. Mind what?
That wall over there seems to be telling you to do something.
And he looks over at the wall. And you see him regard the gravestone and peer down at the large recess in the floor. And then back up at the gravestone. And then back at you. And he says, I cannot read.
Let's put the doll in first.
I don't know why that guy.
I like Eldov.
Precious grabs hold of Lucius's hair and cries out, no, 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 over and over.
Hold on. I take out the voice box first.
Hold on. I don't want her tearing my hair out.
She can't. She's not strong enough to actually.
Okay.
Get the platinum out of her first. Jeez.
Hey, Precious, are you magic? Give her the voice box back. I'm gonna go over there and detect magic on her.
Yes, there are.
Herself. I don't trust her.
There are animating magics in play on these constructs.
Bad news, Precious. You're real magic, so I can't make a fake one of you.
You guys are so mean to my doll.
Just get the platinum out of her.
Hey,
before you throw
Precious,
her.
you know how much it costs to not go in the hole? 6 platinum.
Lucius, she's just hysterical. She's crying. She's very upset. She wants to know why everybody's being so mean to her.
Alright, so yeah, Seeker, you pick up the shield, come back, drop the third thing in, and where do you want to take a rest? I mean,
I'd rather take a rest afterwards, not before.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
Oh yeah, no. Let's just move forward for a bit. I'll still have my my 5th level.
I'm going to teach you something before he puts you in the hole. Here, Precious. It's called the golden rule. You treat others how you want to be treated. In the future, the next group of people that comes through here, if you don't treat them like you treated us, maybe they would be a little more hesitant to put you in the hole.
They'll probably still put you in the hole though, because it seems to be the puzzle. Sorry, Precious. You should speak with whoever made the puzzle. It seems rude.
She can't respond because you guys took her voice box out.
That's just
Get the platinum.
So what's next?
Eldov to lay down in the hole.
Eldov looks down at the hole, and he looks back up at Alexander. And he says, what will happen to me?
I'm not sure, friend. I'm not sure.
The puzzle
It's
will
been a
probably get
pleasure,
reset.
though.
And he sets his foot in the hole, and he steps in the other one, and he's about to stoop down and lay down in the hole. Then he stops, and he stands back up, and he looks over at Seeker,
Yeah.
and he asks, why do skeletons hate windy days?
Why?
Oh,
And he puts his hand on Seeker's shoulder and says, they don't bother us. It goes right through.
Ah! That's true.
And then he lays down in the hole and immediately becomes unanimate.
It's like they designed him to beg for his life in the best way possible at the end.
Meanwhile, Precious is actually begging for her life, silently.
Yeah,
on
whatever.
Lucius.
We can't hear it.
We're not getting the platinum back, are we?
No, we're not getting the platinum back.
Such contempt. This might be the only D&D dungeon I've ever run with a built-in hint system.
Like I do have a knife. Like we can cut her.
All right, no, that's fair enough. And Seeker goes over there and picks up the doll and shakes it to hear if there's platinum coins in there.
There's not, but she doesn't like this at all.
Yeah, this is there's no platinum in here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you need to change your alignment. You're all evil now. This is ridiculous.
Can I stab her anyway?
No! Do the thing!
All right, and
Seeker-
Seeker goes over and says, "Precious, I liked it when you said I was your favorite, but then you went with Lucius," and he throws her into the hole.
And immediately as you put her in the hole, she goes completely limp, unanimate.
Like, I don't want to hear anything from Brick. Mr. Villagers are not sentient.
Precious wasn't a villager. Precious was a doll.
Right. Dolls are not sentient.
This one was.
All right, I'll be right back.
Not
And
anymore.
Seeker goes up to go get the shield.
How?
Dimension door.
Okay.
Picks up the shield, kind of hefts it, and dimension doors back down.
Okay.
Says, "All right, that's it for me for 4."
Yep. Gus, do you want to do the honors? I'm gonna keep Scrappy on the door.
Yeah, okay. I'll carry the shield over and I'll set it into the hole.
Okay, and you put it down in this triangular shaped recess. This door in the south of the room slides out of the way, revealing the room beyond.
There's no more puzzles, right? Because they made us put our hint system in a hole.
Yeah.
You guys never... Oh, you did use the hint system once. So.
Right.
So the center of this room looks a little different from the others that you've seen. There's a center platform spinning smoothly. There's an outer toothed platform spinning the opposite direction. Attached to the center platform here and here are 2 smaller platforms, each of which has a metal pole or a stake rising up out of the center of it. One of them doesn't have anything attached to it. The other one has a very naked man with no arms attached to it. Instead, it just looks as though just underneath his shoulders, he has like a metal plate across the arm in which is affixed a hook, and he's dangling from the 2 of them, hanging from this plate. And without getting too graphic, I'll tell you this. Whatever he was doing before he was strapped up here and unconscious, it looks like he was enjoying it.
I mean, that's fair.
And we will leave on that note. Unconscious, naked man with no arms. Congratulations.
Okay.
Hey, at least he detached his arms.
Alright, I'm going to go dark for 2 seconds. No, I'm going to make a straw poll first. That's what I'm going to do.
Who was the most creative
Now,
today?
nobody can vote for Precious in the straw poll. She's not a play. She's definitely the best character by far. In this
Yeah, you got
adventure.
it. No problem.
But
Wouldn't the blip
Disagree.
just go to you? Level up your, like, become a level, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 DM, get that experience.
I'm not going to
points?
put you on the straw poll, Gus. You're sassing me.
That's fine. Like, we've been over this. I'm like 70% sass by volume. You can't help it.
Only 70?
Yeah, only
Here, let
70.
me go ahead.
The other 30% is gas station food.
I will paste the straw poll here. I'm going to take 2 minutes and go add up some experience points for you guys. I'll be right back.
Who was the most creative today?
I want to nominate Seeker for solving that spell level puzzle.
Gosh, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we got.
I'm absolutely behind that. Whoever the party's goal is the most today.
I mean,
Uh,
the problem is that this was an entire puzzle dungeon. Everyone really did.
I stood there, right? I lost my armor.
Get tangibles for losing your armor.
Because your armor's fairly intangible now.
Honestly, I would give it to intangibles for the massive dunking that Gustavus got on Precious at the end there.
Oh, the it cost 6 platinum to not go in the hole.
Yeah. No, I was like, that was really heavy. I was like the sickest burn.
Yeah, I'll take that one. That's fine.
We still got badass and party aid.
So, party goals goes to. Party goals goes to. I forgot everybody's name. Alex for this section over
Alex
here.
I was gonna
Section.
say the pit, but either works.
Party goals go to the pit.
Yeah.
No, Alex for the pit.
Throw him right in there.
Yeah.
Throw him right
That's
in.
gonna happen to our party goals. Throw him down a
And
pit.
then
Yeah.
who's the badass?
Uh,
I feel like Connor kept a bunch of people from going down the pit before they were supposed to.
no, for that, same thing, except I want to give that to Lucius because he managed to get that thorn whip off.
I'm okay with either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it did a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think either way, dumping Seeker down the hole would not have been a good.
Yeah, I would have rather not gone down the hole. So
Yeah. All right.
All right, who wants some experience points?
Sure, I'll take some.
Oh, we actually killed things this time. I forgot.
There was actual combat this week. It's actually been a minute since we've had real combat at all, hasn't it?
A little bit, yeah. I think a lot of that's been down weeks.
So it doesn't actually matter how much experience I'm awarding because I'm just taking it back for all the abuse you guys foisted upon the innocent doll who did nothing wrong.
Do you know how distracting it was, Brick Road? For us trying to talk through these puzzles, and every 2 minutes you chime in with the precious voice?
I hope so, because that was the intent.
Okay.
That said, at any time, you could have just paid her for any solution to any puzzle in the place. And in my notes, it says whether she asks for silver, gold, or platinum depends on how well she's been treated.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
You guys ripped her tongue out and threatened to kill her every 6 seconds.
We were never gonna buy hints.
Gus and I had to literally get teleported into another room before they were able to buy hints.
Yeah, like, come on.
Lucius, you guys bought one hint.
We bought one hint.
We bought one hint, yes.
Nodal, you quitting the game?
I have no part in this we. I was nowhere in that room.
Nodal, don't
After
flex,
subsiding
please.
something like 400 damage from the room it was in.
Yeah.
No joke. It's like, I'm really not happy with that room, but...
What's funny about this dungeon, the design of it... I didn't design most of this dungeon. I downloaded this. I forget where I bought it. Must have bought it on somebody's Patreon somewhere, but... it is a design dungeon. It has all the notes and stuff. I did change some of the traps and the way they worked. I added the NPC helper buddies. But most of the stuff, it's like, the blades do like 2d6 damage or whatever. But the one room in the center is like, if they're in this room, just cast chain lightning on them. And I'm like, oh, okay.
No!
Sure.
No!
You could just cast chain lightning on them.
No problem.
No. Not even a little bit.
So yeah, for the combat against Helpful, who was a retooled, not quite as strong in the book Iron Golem. You guys aren't quite ready for an Iron Golem yet, I don't think. No
Not that close quarters.
No sassy comment. No. Oh, we could have taken two of them.
I mean, not in those close quarters. Let's be honest.
And
I almost got trapped in a hole.
the spider robots. Everybody can take 1,200 experience points for the combat.
Sure.
And who wants to make their case for blips first?
I've got some.
Lucius.
I have my alignment, lawful neutral, take your place in society, work well for your fellow people, take care of your own.
Lawful evil now, but go on.
I mean, it's fine. Lucius was trying to advocate to try and keep peace between Gustavus and Precious as much as possible. Like, I think that came through, but by the end of it, Lucius was just so done.
Do you have any idea how distracting it was every time I went to insult Gus or Connor, and Lucius was like, just ignore the trolls? It's like, ah.
I have my ideals. Knowledge is paramount for being very fascinated by these tombstones, and being the one to kind of lead the charge on investigating that stuff.
Okay.
And then my flaws, double or nothing. Like, I think eating 2 chain lightnings to the face, I think that twice, getting that twice, I think that counts as double or nothing. If that doesn't, then
Who's
we need
next?
to seriously talk about my my flaw.
It was really fun throwing chain lightning at people. Who's next?
I can go.
Go.
I've got chaotic good. Good is only taking from those that can afford it. Chaos is taking them for all they're worth.
Not chaotic evil now, but okay.
For saying that we should hold Precious in front of us when interacting with anything, because she won't let us kill her, and we'll get free hints that way.
You think that would have worked?
Yeah. I've got opportunities everywhere, if you can see it, for when the other two were standing in front of and staring at a skeleton, just hopping over and picking up the sack.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got anybody can be fooled except for me, for when everyone was going to interact with that skeleton, backing all the way up across the room and immediately being ambushed by spider robots.
Do you guys really not expect the spider robots? Come on. The 4. Oh, okay. Who's next?
I can go.
Go ahead.
All right. I've got my companions are my support structure, and I must do what I can to protect them from themselves for interposing myself between. Is that actually an ability Iron Golems have, or is that, did you add that specifically to make me sad?
No, I modified because each type of golem has like a special attack. The Iron Golem special attack is like a poison cloud that just kills you. It's like 16 d10 damage.
Okay.
But what actually happened was I gave him like the metal eating ability because I knew for a fact that he just sent Scrappy up to the front line. I'm like, oh, okay, well let's eat Scrappy for once.
Yep. And then, but anyway, standing there and basically taking this, doing my job, basically.
So by companion, though, you mean Precious and Eldog, both of whom you killed.
No. Speaking of Precious, neutral good, I must be a benefactor and strive to leave things in a better state than I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we put Precious in the hole, I taught her about the golden rule and treating others as she wished to be treated, so that next time she won't be such a little bee.
Well,
and
because when you first met her, she reached down your throat to pull out your larynx, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not a good first.
I'm gonna keep going to bat for Precious, y'all. I want everybody to go to bed feeling bad tonight.
in the video, no, I feel nothing.
Terrible. Eldov is dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
we feel
more
real
for
bad.
Eldov.
For Eldov.
I was.
Man, I feel extra bad for helpful man. Jeez.
I feel
The tragic-
legitimately disappointed that we don't get to take Eldov with us.
I'm gonna leave a rune on his gravestone that says, "Here lies Eldov. He had a funny bone."
Nope. Nope. Nope.
So,
One video
sure we
still
can
has
handle
to-
this?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Alex.
that's it.
Please take my mind off that.
Okay, Flaw, I'm sure we can handle this for being pulled away by a spider and still continuing to shoot at the Iron Golem.
That was good. Yeah, it would have
That's
hurt
it.
a lot if
That's all I
anybody
got.
got dragged down that hole. What does Connor have for me?
Ideals, I must warn everyone of the very real dangers of Fae and Fiends and Fae and Undead and Fae and other monsters for trying to get everyone to be careful around the skeletons. And I completely ignored him, which is good. Flaws, subtlety, and diplomacy are not in my lexicon for trying to coax the doll and then just rapidly losing his temper and patience for it all. And then deciding, I'd rather eat a chain lightning with a face than to...
Deal with this doll. I want you to know, I don't think Connor's fat. That was Precious saying that. I think Connor's his ideal BMI.
Sure. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah. That's it.
Who has the most creative solution to a problem this session?
Seeker for finally sussing out the spell level sucking room.
Okay. And who furthered the party's goals the most?
That was Alex for leading people through this and volunteering to be dangled on a fishhook down the hole.
And who was the badass?
That was it Connor or
I think we put forward like one for Connor and one for Lucius.
I think we went with Lucius. 'cause
yeah, Lucius.
For the chain whip?
Yeah.
And one for intangibles?
Oh, that's Gustavus for the sickest of sick burns just before Precious ceased to exist.
And Connor has our poll this week. So,
It cost 6 platinum brick road to not go in the hole.
we're level 9 right now, correct?
That's correct.
So blips are worth 533. So Alex, you're sitting at 6, so you have to roll over 2 blips. Connor, you're sitting at 6, you have to roll over 3 blips. Gus, you have 1 and earned 4. Would you like to come in next week with 5?
Yes.
Okay. Lucius,
I have to-
you have 4, you earned 4, so you have to roll over at least 2. Would you like to come in next week with 6?
To do some math. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm getting to that point.
And Seeker, you have 6 and you just earned 4.
All right. What'd you say they were worth? I'm sorry.
533. All right. I just now looked at the clock and realized that we're like 10 minutes over. I didn't mean to go late. My apologies. So when we come back next week, we'll see what these guys do with this naked man with no arms.
Oh,
Well, we're all
you just
evil
wait.
now.